Chapter 40. When Aarya turned around, wiping her tears, she felt it before she fully saw it. Someone watching her from the shadows. Still, silent, observing everything. Every movement, every word, every expression. The entire time she thought she had handled the situation carefully. She had only exposed herself further. It was Nisha. She stepped forward and placed a firm hand on Aarya's shoulder. "Let's talk, shall we?" Before Aarya could react, Nisha snatched the wine tray from her hands and began steering her away from the crowd. Aarya didn't resist. She couldn't. This was it. There was no web left to build, no lie left to hide behind. The moment she acknowledged Mihir. She had acknowledged everything. Aarya kept walking. She wouldn't ruin the celebration. Nisha stopped at the far end of the courtyard, where the shadows ran deeper. She set the wine tray aside. "I can't believe this," she said, her voice low and sharp. "You were right under our noses this whole time." She stepped closer. "The princess of Sagarkidu. His Highness's intended. The one who escaped the palace." Her grip tightened. "And none of us recognized you." "I have to ask something," Nisha continued, her tone turning mockingly polite. "Please don't mind me, Princess Aarya." Aarya said nothing. "Were you spying on us?" Without warning, Nisha twisted Aarya's arm behind her back. Aarya gasped, the pain sharp and immediate. "Oh," Nisha murmured, almost amused. "You are so fragile." Like a doll, she tightened her hold. "Why are you here?" "I didn't come here on my own," Aarya managed through clenched teeth. "His Highness. He brought me here." "Oh, of course," Nisha smirked. "I'm sure His Highness would be very pleased to learn your true identity." She leaned in slightly. "Have you ever seen him angry?" "I would love to see his reaction when you confess everything." Her voice dropped further, almost to a whisper. "And imagine the honor it would bring me when I expose an enemy hiding in his own chambers." "Come on," she said suddenly, picking up a glass of wine. "Open your mouth." Aarya turned her face away. "Drink it," Nisha ordered. "The wine will make this easier. All that pride of yours will disappear. And you'll beg for his mercy." Nisha's grip tightened. One hand held Aarya's arm in place, the other forced her chin upward. When Aarya resisted, Nisha covered her nose. Aarya struggled for breath. Her mouth opened instinctively, and Nisha poured the wine in. Aarya choked, swallowing helplessly. "Good girl," Nisha said coldly. "That's better." She poured another glass. "This will make you dizzy. Blur your vision. And then we'll go to him. In private." Another glass. "You'll tell him everything," Nisha continued. "How you've been deceiving him. Hiding in plain sight. Making a fool of him." Nisha's voice turned cruel. "Don't worry about what happens next. He'll break you slowly. Until you wish you never wake up again." Nisha forced one glass after other in Aarya's throat. By now, Aarya's body had gone slack. The world around her spun. "Stay still," Nisha snapped. "What the hell is going on here?" Arnav's voice cut through the darkness. Sharp, furious, Nisha froze. She had been too consumed in her cruelty to notice his presence. Arnav had been searching for Aarya. When he couldn't find her, he started asking around. Someone had mentioned seeing Nisha take her toward the back of the courtyard. That's how he found them. "Your Highness," Nisha began quickly, trying to regain control. "This maid. She is not who she claims to be." She released Aarya's arm. Aarya collapsed. Before she could hit the ground, Arnav caught her. "Your Highness, she is an enemy," Nisha continued hurriedly. "She has been deceiving us. I was only trying to make her speak." "Stop," Arnav growled. Nisha fell silent. "Your Highness, please listen to me. This maid." Nisha tried again, desperation creeping in. "She is actually—" "Did you not hear me?" Arnav's voice dropped, dangerously controlled. "Back off. This instant." Arnav's eyes met Nisha's. Cold. unforgiving. If you ever try to harm her again, he said slowly, I will personally make sure you suffer for it. Nisha stepped back, for the first time, afraid. You will return to the celebration, Arnav continued, and behave as if nothing happened. You will not speak of this to anyone. Understood, Nisha nodded and left without another word. Silence settled. Arnav looked down at Aarya. She was barely conscious in his arms. He brushed his fingers gently across her cheek. Her eyes fluttered open just slightly. Her voice was soft. I have something to confess. She smiled, a fragile, aching smile. Arnav placed his right index finger over her lips. Shush, he murmured. Not now, his voice softened. You need to sleep. Carefully, he lifted her into his arms and carried her toward his chambers. Chapter 41. Arnav entered the west wing through the servants' passage, avoiding the main courtyard and the noise of the celebration. The wing was quieter than usual. Most of the servants had the evening off. He looked down at Aarya. Her eyes were closed, her face relaxed. One of her hands was curled around the buttons of his jacket, holding on as if she needed the support. As he walked through the long corridors, a cool breeze drifted in from the valley. Aarya shifted closer, as if seeking warmth, and closed the distance between them, snuggling into his chest like she owned it. This is better, she murmured, her voice slurred. Arnav became suddenly aware of every point where their bodies touched. She was warm, and she smelled sweet, almost like caramel. The faint trace of aged wine blending into her scent. Her lips curved slightly, almost inviting. He couldn't look away. A part of him wanted to pull her closer. Close enough to lose the space between them, to feel her against him completely. To let his hands linger where they had no right to. The thought made his throat go dry. He forced himself to look away and adjusted her in his arms, deliberately creating some space. The movement stirred her. No, she complained, her vision still unsteady. We're close to the chambers. Do you want to try walking from here? Arnav asked gently. No, Aarya replied without hesitation. Arnav carried her inside and made her sit on a chair near his desk. She blinked slowly, trying to focus, and when she saw him standing beside her, a soft, innocent smile spread across her face. Where am I? She asked. In my chambers, Arnav replied. You should drink some water. You'll feel better. Water? Okay. Give me water, she said, struggling slightly with her words. Arnav glanced around. The jug near his bed was empty. The servants must have forgotten to refill it. No one was working tonight. Make haste. I am thirsty, Aarya commanded, completely unaware of her tone. Arnav turned toward the kitchenette, but she stopped him. Take me with you. I don't want to be here alone. He walked back to her and offered his hand. No, I'm not walking, she announced. Arnav exhaled softly and picked her up again. He set her down on the kitchenette counter while he filled the jug. Thank you, Aarya whispered. He handed her a glass of water. Aarya tried to hold it, but her grip was unsteady. The glass shifted in her hands each time she tried. Arnav watched for a moment, then gently cupped her face and helped her drink the water. Better, he asked, his tone softer now. Aarya's vision steadied slightly. I'm hungry. Need to eat, she said, pointing toward the bowl of fruit on the table. Did you not eat anything at the celebration? Arnav asked, already moving toward it. He picked up an apple and a banana and began peeling and slicing them. No. No one offered, she muttered, a hint of frustration in her voice. Do you know how hard it is to be a servant? She frowned. Is it? Arnav replied, handing her the banana while continuing to slice the apple. And tonight was especially exhausting, she went on, almost talking to herself. First those flashy princesses, trying to get your attention. Aarya enacted each of the princess perfectly. Oh look, I am so beautiful. I sing so well. I move like a swan on the dance floor. My skin is flawless. Arnav couldn't help but laugh. At least one of them should be worthy of my attention, he asked, simultaneously feeding her an apple slice. No. I hate all of them, Aarya pouted. In one swift motion, Arnav pulled her closer, his hand settling firmly at her waist. Why? Jealous much, he whispered against her ear. Before she could respond, he lifted her into his arms and began walking toward his chamber. The sudden contact sent a sharp, electric sensation through her. Heat rushed to her cheeks. I can walk, she murmured. Not necessary, Arnav replied, tightening his hold. He placed her gently on the bed, but lingered, hovering over her for a moment longer than needed. Her breath hitched. A reckless thought crossed her mind. She wanted to run her fingers through his hair, pull him closer, let him close the distance between them completely. The thought itself startled her. It was wrong, unethical, and yet it felt dangerously right. Heat pooled in her chest. Before she could make sense of it, Arnav reached up and removed the ornament from her hair, letting her curls fall freely. He leaned closer, his face inches from hers. Do I have your consent? He asked softly. Aarya didn't fully understand what he was asking. But she wasn't going to refuse him. She nodded. Arnav moved closer still, his nose almost brushing hers. Instinctively, Aarya closed her eyes. A moment passed, then. All done, Arnav said. Aarya opened her eyes, confused. He had simply pulled a pillow from the other end of the bed and placed it gently beneath her head. You were putting my head on a pillow, she asked. Yes, Arnav replied, a hint of knowing amusement in his tone. What did you think I was doing? He lay down beside her, leaving a deliberate distance between them. I thought you were. Never mind, Aarya murmured, turning away to hide her disappointment. For a brief second, Arnav pulled her closer again, just enough for his voice to reach her ear. Soon, my love, he whispered. Just not when you're intoxicated. I want you to remember our first kiss for the rest of your life. He let her go and moved away once more. Aarya turned, hiding her face as warmth flooded her cheeks. Good night, Arnav said softly. Good night, she replied. Chapter 42. The next morning, when Aarya opened her eyes, sunlight was streaming in through the windows. Wait, sunlight? That meant she had slept past sunrise. By now she was supposed to be in Arnav's chambers. Panic settled in her chest. She pushed herself up, only to be hit by a sharp headache that made her feel nauseous. That's when she noticed it. This wasn't her bed. The old, rough mattress she was used to. The one that left her shoulders and spine aching. That was gone. Instead, she was sitting on something impossibly soft. A bed she recognized. She had walked past it countless times, but never touched it, never sat on it, never slept in it. Cold wave of realization ran through her. Slowly, she turned her gaze to the other side. There he was. Arnav. Curled slightly against his pillow, his face calm, almost peaceful. Somehow, he looked younger in his sleep. Stupid girl. What are you doing in his bed? Aarya's mind snapped. Think. What happened last night? I remember Nisha. She dragged me to the back of the courtyard. She threatened me, forced me to drink, and then... Nothing, her memory ended there. I saw Arnav, I think, but after that... Blank. How can you not remember what happened next? Her thoughts turned sharper. Does he know? Does he know what Nisha knows? My true identity. Did I confess? Her breath quickened. That still doesn't explain this, she thought, looking around again. If I was exposed, I should be behind bars, not here. Aarya's eyes dropped to herself. Her long dupatta lay discarded over a chair near his desk. Her hair was loose, the ornament resting near her pillow. The laces of her outfit, slightly undone. Her heart skipped. Did we? Then why don't I remember anything? Panic surged. I've certainly imagined it before, another voice in her mind whispered. What if I crossed a line? Or worst, what if I initiated it? Aarya's throat tightened. What happens when he wakes up? What if he regrets it? What if he doesn't want to see me again? Her eyes began to sting. Arnav's eyes opened. He had already noticed the panic on Aarya's face. Without a word, he reached for her hand and pulled her closer. Aarya gasped softly as she lost her balance and fell forward onto the bed, her face inches from his. What's wrong? Arnav asked, his voice calm. Aarya hesitated. Did we? She started, then faltered. Did I? She couldn't even finish the question. Of course not. Arnav's response was immediate. Firm. Relief flooded her chest, along with something else. A faint, unexpected disappointment she didn't want to acknowledge. Arnav watched her carefully. When her eyes met his again, he said, Though, you did tell me your secret last night. Secret? What secret? Her reaction was instant. Arnav's gaze sharpened slightly. It's my turn to ask questions, he said, and you're going to answer them honestly. Are you ready? Chapter 43. Your Highness. I should set the breakfast table by now. Aarya tried, though she knew escape was unlikely. Quiet, Arnav warned. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You will answer in one word. Yes or no. No explanations. No thinking time. Understood? Yes, Aarya replied. Do you like sweets? Yes or no? The question caught her off guard. No thinking, Arnav warned. Do you like sweets? Yes or no? Yes. Were you working last night? Yes. Did Avantika give you the pink lehenga you wore yesterday? Yes. The questions felt harmless, almost trivial. Aarya let her guard down. Did you disguise yourself as Priya when you are, in fact, Princess Aarya? Yes or no? Yes, the answer slipped out before she could stop it. Her breath caught, too late. Did you flee from Sagarketu's palace? Arnav's grip tightened slightly around her wrist. Yes, there was no point denying it anymore. Did you escape to avoid the marriage alliance? Aarya hesitated. No thinking, Arnav reminded, his voice lower now. What you say here will affect our future. Our? The word lingered. Soft, dangerous in its promise. Did you escape to avoid the marriage alliance? Yes or no? Yes. Is it true your father did not ask for your consent before proposing the alliance? Yes or no? Yes. The admission lifted something heavy off her chest. Aarya felt like she was able to breathe after ages. Is it true you lied to the princesses? Told them I was still pining for Princess Aarya? Because you were jealous, yes or no? Yes, too fast, again. Aarya bit her lip. Is it true the prince you ran away from is the one keeping you awake at night? Yes. The moment the word left her lips, Aarya flustered. I mean, it's not like that. So you don't have feelings for me? Arnav asked, watching her closely. Answer me, he pressed. Aarya said nothing. Fine, Arnav exhaled softly. Then let's put it to test. Aarya frowned, confused. Before she could react, Arnav pulled her closer. His voice dropped, warm against her ear. If you don't have feelings for me, then explain this. His lips brushed the skin just below her ear. Light. Almost reverent. Aarya's breath slowed instantly. For a moment, it felt like he was holding himself back. Like he was worshipping her. His hand steadied her neck, as his lips trailed down the side of it. Slower this time. Unhurried, testing. Each touch unraveled something inside her. Her hand moved on its own, slipping around his neck, fingers threading into his hair as if she had done it 100 times before. He stilled, just for a second. His hand tightened slightly at her waist, and then he reached the curve where her neck met her shoulder. This time, the kiss wasn't gentle. It was deeper, hungrier. The restraint didn't vanish all at once. It gave way, gradually, until the reverence turned into something far more consuming. Aarya felt the shift. Arnav. She breathed his name for the first time. Soft, unsteady, entirely involuntary. It pleased him. He lifted his gaze to hers. Tell me you don't have feelings for me. He took her hand and placed it against his chest. His heart was racing. I do, Aarya whispered. There was no hesitation. She leaned forward, pressing her lips softly against his. What began as a gentle peck deepened into something far more passionate, as if neither of them needed to think anymore. Thank you for listening. As the writer of this story, I have a question for you. What do you think fate has planned for Aarya and Arnav? Every choice has a consequence. Every secret has a cost. And every path leads to a new challenge waiting to be faced. Will they lift each other up or tear each other apart? The answers await in the next episode. If you're enjoying the story, please like, subscribe, and follow the channel so you never miss an episode. Your support helps this story reach more listeners, and it truly means the world to this writer. See you next time.